Hello, people. How's it going? Trying to get most of the background into the picture. My TARDIS is crooked. Anyway, well, it's 2024. Another election year to listen to politicians once again blame everyone except themselves to make sure that their side is, you know, well, defended no matter what they do. I don't do politics very well. I've said this a bazillion times before. I don't really do pure politics very well. I like political philosophy. I like discussing political ideas. But modern day politics, I need a haircut. My hair's sticking out. But to me, modern day politics is a cult. It's a religion. It's the religion, the worship of the state. It's the worship of government as if government and government alone has all the answers when it really doesn't. Ronald Reagan was correct. The scariest words anyone can say is, "Hi, we are from the government and we're here to help you." No, you're not here to help me. You're here to screw up everything that I'm trying to fix. But it is the election year, 2024. President Biden, and he will be running against Trump. I look, as much as I do not agree with anything Biden is doing, and I think he is probably one of the worst presidents we've ever had. And I know the media is falling all over itself, trying to defend him and trying to do this, that, and the other. And to be honest with you, if Trump is elected, I'm serious, if Trump is elected, it'll be a miracle. From the last election we had, the last presidential election we had, if you don't think that things are going to happen to prevent Trump from being reelected, you're fooling yourself. Okay? You're fooling yourself if you don't think things are going to happen again. They did it before, they'll do it again. The media will let them. See, this is why I don't like politics. Politics is very divisive, particularly modern day politics. Particularly modern politics in this country. You can't even have a thought, opinion that doesn't have politics somehow corrupting its way through it without being accused of this, that, and the other. It's like I don't like politics. I'm sorry. I'm going to keep saying that because it's true. We don't have statesmen anymore. We have politicians. We don't have leaders anymore. We have politicians. We don't have people who care about the country or care about their state. We have politicians. Politicians love democracy. And they do. The politicians love democracy as long as it allows them to stay in power, as long as it allows them to keep their power, and as long as it allows them to corrupt democracy, to use democracy so that they can stay in power. Get the idea? Because the only thing most politicians care about is re-election. They don't care about you. They don't care about me. They don't care about the country per se. They don't care about their state. They care about staying in office. That is what politics is about now. I listen to this group's a threat to democracy, and that group's a threat to democracy, and this, that, and the other is a threat to democracy. And the thing is, the people saying all that seem to have a problem with democracy. They seem to support people who don't like democracy in the first place, who want to change it, who want to alter it, who want to put a different form of system in this country. And I'm sorry, it's called socialism. Socialism doesn't work. It really doesn't. If you go to some of these socialist countries, they still have to integrate a little of capitalism in there, or they would fall apart, and they know it. Pure socialism doesn't work. It needs something, because socialism likes spending other people's money, like most governments. Look, I am somewhere between a conservative on some points and probably a libertarian on other points. I'm a lot like my mom. My mom is probably a libertarian on some points and a conservative Republican on other points. I can never be a liberal. I'm sorry. I can never be a liberal Democrat because I'm sorry. I know what liberal Democrats stand for. And they would tell me to be quiet. They would tell me you have no right to talk. You have no right to do this, that, and the other. And if you do, you're at this, that, and the other. And the sad thing is, there are way too many Republicans as well who do the same thing. See, I'm not, as much as I may be more Republican than libertarian, I also don't trust the Republicans. Republicans, since I have observed them since the Ronald Reagan years, which was 40 odd years ago, by the way, the Republicans to me have been some of the most spineless bunch of people I've ever witnessed. All they're interested in too is to be reelected. They're not any better than the Democrats. I mean, I know. Look, I used to listen to Rush Limbaugh all the time. I miss Rush. He was fun to listen to. He was very, very entertaining. Usually he was 99% of the time I agreed with him. I probably disagree with him on sports stuff, but I don't. To me, politics is about dividing people. It always has been. I mean, you look at the history of this country, politics. We've been dividing each other on politics and political issues since day one. I mean, you watched some of the presidential elections we had in this country. It is amazing we have made it this far. But see, I find politics very divisive because that's what it's become. Politics is not about helping the country or bringing people together. I mean, I love it how they say we should care about each other, be kind, help each other, kind of come together. And you can come together as long as you agree with them. Politics to me has become a cult. It has become a religion. The state is never wrong. The state has all the answers. The government will do this, that, and the other. While it's basically causing all the problems. I'm sorry. California is a good example of what's happening in this country. California is a socialist mess. People are leaving in droves. There's a reason why people are leaving. I mean, I live in Minnesota. Liberal Minnesota, believe me. And I like Minnesota. But I don't like the politics. I just find politics very divisive. And I think this year in the presidential election is going to be one long blame game on both sides. Now, one side might be more correct on the blame game than the other side, and I probably do agree with it. But I don't see any of these politicians solving anything. I see them grandstanding, giving long-winded speeches, pounding the podium, saying this, that, and the other about their opponent, and pretty much watching as we are being invaded by illegals in this country, and the wall down, non-wall down Texas way. They're not solving the problem. You want to know why the Roman Empire fell? This is why. No, this is why. The Roman Empire was overflooded with immigrants just invading. We don't have an immigration policy in this country. Because I really do believe that a lot of these people who are allowing it to happen really believe that all these illegals, all these people coming into the country are going to just immediately vote for them because they're letting them in. You know what's going to happen when they no longer have any money to give to these people who are coming in? Those people are going to rebel too. They're going to create a bigger problem. I mean, the sad reality is a lot of these illegal immigrants, really do, I think they convince themselves that, we'll come to America, we'll be taken care of, blah, blah, blah. And if you listen to some of these politicians talk, all they want the immigrants up here for is, please do the labor we don't want to do. Please, could you do all the jobs we don't want to do? There's a word for that, by the way, and I won't use it because it should be obvious. But anyway, I find politics abhorrent. Modern politics to be abhorrent, particularly what it's become. Particularly what it's what it's making decent human beings into. People who really don't have any real problems with other people are being turned into raving lunatics. Are being turned into raving political tools to cause problems. And I've said it and I'll say it again. Trump, if he gets in, if he wins, I'll be impressed. If what happened last time doesn't happen again, I will be impressed. If he is elected president this year, I think it's November 8th? If he is elected this year, even if he's nominated to run, because they are trying to get him to stop. This is all these trials and all these courts and all this other stuff, all these accusations they're doing. It is only to stop him from running, let alone winning. They are terrified of Trump. How about just tell us what your ideas for the country are and stop acting so terrified of one man? Because listen to some of these people talk. Trump is, I'm sorry, but if you believe most of what these people are telling you about Trump, then you are a sheep. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. That's why I don't listen to these people. I don't take them seriously, that's for sure. I don't believe them. I don't trust them. I have a hard time sometimes liking some of the nonsense they say. I'm not a politician. I don't want to be a politician. I try to view people as people. I don't have this pathological need to attack people because they don't agree with me politically or any other way. If they disagree with me, disagree with me. Let's be adults and move on. But the problem is a lot of people just they are driven by their emotions. And politicians love to drive people to their emotions because that's what they do. It's divide and conquer. That's all politics is. It's divide and conquer, divide and conquer. Well, it's that year of dividing and conquering America in 2024. And I'll say it again. Trump gets in. It's going to be worse because they're going to go crazy. But I don't think he's going to win. I'm sorry. I hope I'm wrong. I want to be wrong. But I don't think I'm going to be wrong. I think they are going to do everything they can to keep him out because he's a threat to everything they stand for. He's the leadership they're not. He's the backbone they don't have. Part of the reason a lot of the reasons I think Trump was elected last time was because Trump wasn't a politician. He wasn't political. He literally was a novice. And I think the reason he could not drain the swamp, because I don't think he realized what he was up against. I think he did not realize exactly what that swamp actually was. And that swamp did everything it could to get him not reelected. And you're not going to convince me otherwise. If I'm wrong and he's reelected, okay, cool. If he's not reelected, I'm not going to be surprised. Politics is about dividing people. Politics, particularly modern day politics in this country, is about dividing people, keeping people at each other's throats, keeping people just not getting along. It's destructive. Politics has become destructive. And I mean corrosively destructive to the point where people can't even function on the same planet or the same anything without wanting to kill each other or fight each other or do something else to each other. Anyway. I mean, a lot has changed in the 40-odd years since Reagan. And Reagan wasn't wrong. The most frightening words you can hear from the government is, hi, we're the government and we're here to help you. No, you're here to screw up. That's mostly what the government does. It makes messes. It makes messes it can't fix. I mean, it's a shame. I don't really see a very happy future for this country. I wish I did. I've had this problem for a couple of years now. I see this country becoming something that's going to be very unlivable for people who are not willing to bow at the altar of the state. I hope I'm wrong. I don't think I am. I know my Bible prophecy. I know I'm not wrong. But I do have an American flag in this country, in this room. People, it's over there. I got to get one for over here. I do have an American flag in this room. I also have an English flag and an Israeli flag. There and there. Not just there. But I feel less and less like an American because this country seems to be becoming less and less what it used to stand for. Law and order, the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, voting, this, that, and the other. It's a shame, but it's inevitable. Most countries have a downfall. And a lot of times they either just literally collapse, like the Roman Empire, or they change to the point where they're no longer the same country. It's root beer, not beer. I don't drink beer. I don't like beer. Anyway. Okay, we're at 15 minutes. I don't want to go too long on my rantings. But I'll probably do some more of these kind of videos, even though I don't like doing political videos. Because I think they're divisive, they're corrosive, I don't know if they're not unproductive. But they are, unfortunately, they don't really help in a lot of ways, because I think people are so locked in on what they believe is their politics, is the right politics, to the point where I think they literally cannot see straight. And that to me is what I see in the political climate of this country, is that people literally cannot function as normal, civilized human beings in this country anymore. When politics enters the picture, and politics has pretty much entered every single aspect of the country's existence now. Anyway, I'll probably do another video on this subject at some point as the election goes on and on and on. It's also the Olympics this year, so I'll have to do a video on that too. Another joke. The Olympics is a joke. Anyway, like, share, comment. I'm missing one. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Thank you for listening. Later, behave yourselves, people, because you know I'm not going to. I'll probably do another video later today, too. Later.